Hi everyone, how's it going? Got a little starting music happening while I'm gonna pin myself. I don't know if that'll work, but we'll see.
South for the winter. Every fall we pack our things and go. We know just how to time it to find the proper climate.
Oh, perfect.
One that doesn't feature any snow. 'Cause when it snows you shiver and it's difficult to fly. There isn't any.
All right, a little starting song from our Frog and Toad friends. We flew south for the winter, south for the winter. While we wait for our friends to come on,
It's almost
for those of you who got my email, this is my hair with no product. It's very soft and fluffy and no knots, and I didn't even brush it because it's drying still. I love it. Today we're going to read the book with no pictures, and I can't show you pictures because there are no pictures.
Winter's for the birds.
No, it isn't.
It's an expression.
Oh,
Winter now is over.
the snow.
Do you know this part? Is Jonathan on? He can sing with me? Or Mia? Or Joey? Hannah? Samara? I'm trying to remember who else was in it. Toad. We're going to do some more Frog and Toad later. And don't worry, we will do Toad is Funny in a Bathing Suit. But first, we're going to read the book with no pictures. Hi, Peter. The Book with No Pictures by B.J. Novak. And a special friend let me borrow their book. This book belongs to Juliet Noah. Thank you, Juliet. This is a book with no pictures. It might seem like no fun to have someone read you a book with no pictures. It probably seems boring and serious. Hiya, Al. I'm going to read a book with no pictures. I know. It probably seems boring and serious, except Aiden, you were in Frog and Toad, and we're going to sing more Frog and Toad and read more Frog and Toad. Just you wait. Here's how the book works. Everything the words say, the person reading the book has to say. So, that means me. Get ready. No matter what. That's the deal. That's the rule. So that means even if the words say blork. Wait, what? That doesn't even mean anything. Blurf! Wait a second, what? This isn't the kind of book I wanted to read. I wanted to read something very serious or fancy. And I have to say every word this book says. Uh-oh. Hi, Hallie. Hi, Risa. I am a monkey who taught myself to read. Hey, I'm not a monkey. Who needs product? I know. Isn't it just magical? I know. Yael, do you like my hair today? I just washed it, so it's very fluffy. I like fluffy hair. And now I am reading you this book with my monkey mouse in my monkey voice. That is not true. I am not a monkey. Oh, Alexa thinks I'm talking to her. Alexa, stop. Why would Alexa get involved? Yes, I am a monkey. I am also a robot monkey. Can you do robot arms? What? Jeez. And my head is made of blueberry pizza. Wait a second. Is this whole book a trick? Hi, Mommy. Can I stop? Mommy, I have no product today. Isn't it magical? Is this whole book a trick? Can I stop reading, please? No? And now it's time for me to sing you my favorite song. A song? Do I really have to sing another song? Glug, glug, glug. My face is a bug. I eat ants for breakfast right out of the rug. What? This book is ridiculous. Can I stop reading it yet? No. There are more pages. I have to read the rest. My only friend in the whole wide world is a hippo named Boo Boo Butt. What? Here he is. There's his butt. Boo Boo Butt. Hello? Jeez Louise. And also, the kid I'm reading this book to is the best kid ever in the history of the entire world. That's you. Oh, really? And this kid, that's you, is the smartest kid too, because this kid chose this book even though it had no pictures. Is that Jonathan or Shira? Hi, Jonathan and Shira. Because kids know how this book that makes grown-ups have to say silly things. But what you don't know is I'm already silly. And make silly sounds like, oh no, here it comes. Glurp-ga-wacka, my grumpa-doo, broke, oomph, ee-oomph, blackety-blackety, glippity-gloppity, gloppity-glippity, beep-boop, doggy face. Oh. Hi, baby Micah. Oh, my goodness. Please don't ever make me read this book again. It's so silly. In fact, it's completely and utterly preposterous. Next time, please, please, please choose a book with pictures. Please, because this is just too ridiculous. The end. Boing! I didn't want to say that. The end. That was a good one. Now, my friends, we are going to continue with some Frog and Toad. But before we do, we have another song. If you have something like a piece of paper around, I have a piece of paper. You can get a piece of paper. I need you to hold it up. Can you hold up the piece of paper? All right, while this is getting ready, here we go. I think. I don't really know, but I'm guessing it will go.
Snail?
Yep.
Yes, Frog?
This could be your letter.
This letter to Toad for me.
Oh, you have a musical number for? Can you tape it and send it to
You
me?
want me
That would be
to
good.
deliver a letter?
Yes.
Do you have your letter?
Would you?
I'm gonna write mail
Why,
on it.
absolutely.
Can you write mail on your
And I
letter?
am flattered that you are putting your trust in me.
Mail.
I will deliver your letter, Frog.
Oh, should I write
You
it
can
backwards?
count
I'll write it
on
backwards.
me.
Hold on. Do oranges count as paper? Of course. L
I'm
I
carrying a letter,
A
a most
M. Oh,
important
my pen's
letter,
breaking.
a
Letter that Frog is written to Toad. I'd love to stay and chat, stick around and chew the fat, but duty calls and I must hit the road. I'm the snail with the mail, I'll deliver without fail in the rain or sleet or snow.
No snail has feet will fleet away.
Why, I'm practically a cheetah. I put the go in escargot. Take your hands and wiggle your tush. Wiggle your tush. That was good wiggling. All right, are we ready for some Frog and Toad? Here we go. So when we left Frog and Toad, they had their button, and then Toad looked funny in a bathing suit. Don't worry, we're going to do that song at the end, and everyone needs to be able to count to 5. We can all do that. So then we did the letter, so we just caught up, right? Because Snail was delivering the letter. So now this is a list. One morning, Toad sat in bed. I have many things to do, he said. I'll write them all down on a list so I can remember them. I keep a list also. Do you have a list? Like a list of what you're going to do today? Maybe a dinner list? Really? God, do you see my hair? I know, it's beautiful. Toad wrote on a piece of paper, a list of things to do today. You can make your own list on a piece of paper. Then he wrote, wake up. I have done that, said Toad, and he crossed it out. So you could get a pen or a pencil, and you can cross out your list. Then Toad wrote other things on the paper. A list of things to do today. Wake up, He woke up. Hi, Mia. Eat breakfast. Did you eat breakfast? I ate breakfast. I had turkey for breakfast. Hi, Jessie. Oh, I like Frog and Toad. Get dressed. I got dressed. Did you get dressed? Go to Frog's house. I didn't go to Frog's house. Take a walk with Frog. I didn't take a walk with Frog. Eat lunch. I ate lunch. I had some chicken. Take a nap. I did not get to take a nap today. Womp, womp. Eat supper. I haven't eaten supper yet, but I think I'm having leftover steak. That's right. I said it. Leftover steak and Brussels sprouts and leftover polenta fries, which are my most favorite. The Brussels sprouts are not leftover. I'm going to make them fresh. Hi, Gina. You get to see Mahaya in person. I know. And then go to sleep. I've not gone to sleep yet, but I did wake up. There, said Toad, now my day is all written down. He got out of bed and had something to eat. Then Toad crossed out, eat breakfast. So you can cross that out on your list. Toad took his clothes out of the closet and then put them on. Then he crossed out, get dressed. So if you're dressed, you can cross that off of your list. Homemade pasta again? Maybe you could bring some to my house. It sounds delicious. Can you send me a picture? Does Kermit like Frog and Toad? Yes. And strawberry shortcake. Do you want to see something fancy about this strawberry shortcake? She has my name on her. Do you see? Mommy, it's my strawberry shortcake. Okay. Toad took his clothes out. We talked about getting dressed. He opened the door and walked out into the morning. Soon, Toad was at Frog's front door. He took the list from his pocket and he crossed out, go to Frog's house. So you can cross that out on the list. Toad knocked at the door. Can everybody knock at the door? Knock, knock, knock. Hello, said Frog. Look at my list of things to do, said Toad. Oh, said Frog. That's a very nice list. Toad said, my list tells me that we will go for a walk. All right, said Frog. I'm ready. Frog and Toad went on a long walk. Then Toad took the list from his pocket again, and he crossed out, take a walk with Frog. Just then, there was a strong wind. Can I see everybody's strong wind? And your magical hair blowing in the wind? There was a strong wind. It blew the list out of Toad's hand. The list blew high into the air. Help! cried Toad. My list is blowing away. What will I do without my list? Hurry, said Frog. We will run and catch it. No, said Toad. I cannot do that. Why not? asked Frog. Because, wailed Toad, running after my list is not one of the things I wrote on my list. Running is not on my list either, but it was on Carol's list. She did running or bicycling, and she walked up a hill. I know. You played Blueberry? Is that true? We'll have to talk about that. Frog ran after the list. He ran over the hills and the swamps, but the list blew on and on. At last, Frog came back to Toad. I'm sorry, gasped Frog, but I could not catch your list. Blah, said Toad. Oh, sorry. Blah, said Toad. I cannot remember the things that were on my list of things to do, and we'll just have to sit here and do nothing. Doing nothing is one of my most favorite activities. Toad sat and did nothing, and Frog sat with him. After a long time, Frog said, Toad, it's getting dark. We should be going to sleep now. Go to sleep, shouted Toad. That was the last thing on my list. Toad wrote on the ground with a stick, go to sleep. Then he crossed out, go to sleep. Whew, there, said Toad. Now my day is all crossed out. I am glad, said Frog. Then Frog and Toad went right to sleep. The garden. Frog was in his garden. Toad came walking by. "What a fine garden you have, Frog," he said. "Yes," said Frog, "it is very nice, but it was hard work." "I wish I had a garden," said Toad. "Here are some flower seeds. Plant them in the ground," said Frog, "and soon you will have a garden." "How soon?" said Toad. "Quite soon," said Frog. Toad ran home. Let's see some running. Ran home, and he planted flower seeds. "Now seeds," said Frog, "start growing." Toad walked up and down a few times. The seeds did not grow. Toad put his head close to the ground and said loudly, "Seeds, start growing!" Toad looked at the ground again. The seeds did not grow. Toad put his head there. Oh, do you see that? Get ready, it's only going to get worse. Toad put his head very close to the ground and shouted, "Now, seeds, start growing!" Frog came running up the path. "What's all this noise?" he asked. "My seeds will not grow." "You are shouting too much," said Frog. "These poor seeds are afraid to go." "My seeds are afraid to grow?" asked Toad. "Of course," said Frog. "Leave them alone for a few days. Let the sun shine on them. Let the rain fall on them. Soon your seeds will start to grow." That night, Toad looked out of his window. "Drat! My seeds have not started to grow. They must be afraid of the dark." Toad went out to his garden with some candles. Oh, I have a candle right here. "I will read the seeds a story," said Toad. "Then they will not be afraid." Toad read a long story to his seeds. And the next day Toad sang songs to his seeds. And the next day Toad read poems to his seeds. And the next day Toad played music for his seeds. Toad looked at the ground. The seeds did not grow. "What shall I do?" cried Toad. "There must be frightened seeds in the world." Then Toad felt very tired, and he went to sleep. "Toad, Toad, wake up," said Frog. "Look at your garden." Toad looked at his garden. Little green plants were coming up out of the ground. "At last," shouted Toad, "my seeds have stopped being afraid to grow." "And now you will have a nice garden too," said Frog. "Yes," said Toad. "But you were right, Frog. It was a lot of hard work." Cookies. Toad baked some cookies. "These cookies smell very good," said Toad. "Can you smell them?" Delicious. He ate one, and they taste even better, he said. Toad ran to Frog's house. "Frog! Frog!" cried Toad. "Taste these cookies that I've made." Frog ate one of the cookies. "These are the best cookies I have ever eaten." Frog and Toad ate many cookies one after the other. "You know, Toad," said Frog, with his mouth full, "I think we should stop eating. Soon we will be sick. Ugh, 'cause they are eating cookies, they're so busy eating cookies, 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 cookies by the score." A lot. Eating cookies, they're so busy eating cookies, maybe they should stop. "Let's have more." "You are right," said Toad. "Let's eat one last cookie, and then we will stop." Frog and Toad ate one last cookie. There were so many cookies left in the bowl. "Frog," said Toad, "let us eat every last cookie, and then we will stop." Frog ate one very last cookie. "We must stop eating." And he ate another. "Yes," said Frog, reaching for a cookie, "we will need willpower." "What is willpower?" "Willpower is trying hard not to do something that you really want to do." "You mean like trying not to eat all those cookies?" asked Toad. "Right," said Frog. Eating cookies, we're so busy eating cookies, 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 cookies by the score." Eating cookies, they're so busy eating cookies, maybe we should stop. "Let's have more." Frog put the cookies in a box. "There," he said. "Now we will not eat any more cookies. But we can open the box," said Toad. "That's true," said Frog. Frog tied some string around the box. "There. Now we will not eat any more cookies. I got oranges today too. I love oranges. But we can cut the string and open the box." That is true. Frog got a ladder. He put the box up on a high shelf. "There," said Frog. "Now we will not eat any more cookies. But we can climb the ladder, take the box off the shelf, cut the string, open the box," said Toad. "That's true," said Frog. Frog climbed the ladder and took the box down from the shelf. He cut the string and opened the box. Frog took the box outside. He shouted in a loud voice, "Hey, birds, here are cookies." Birds came from everywhere. They picked up all the cookies in their beaks and flew away. "Now we have no more cookies to eat," said Toad sadly. "Not even one?" "Yes," said Frog, "but we have lots and lots of willpower." "You may keep it all," said Toad. "I am going home now to bake a cake." Dragons and Giants. Frog and Toad were reading a book together. "The people in this book are brave," said Toad. "They fight dragons and giants, and they are never afraid." "I wonder if we are brave," said Frog. Frog and Toad looked in the mirror. "Oh, Bird 5 in the house. Hello, Bird 5. Ready for you." "We look brave," said Frog. "But are we?" said Toad. Frog and Toad went outside. "We can try to climb the mountain," said Toad. That should tell us if we are brave." Frog went leaping over rocks. Toad came puffing behind him. They came to a dark cave, and a big snake came out of the cave. Then he saw Frog, and he opened his mouth wide, and Toad was shaking. "I am not afraid," he cried. They climbed higher and higher, and they heard a loud noise. Many large rocks were rolling down the mountain. "It's an avalanche!" Frog and Toad jumped away. Frog was trembling. "I am not afraid." They came to the top of the mountain. The shadow of a hawk fell over them. Frog and Toad jumped under a rock. The hawk flew away. "We are not afraid!" Frog and Toad screamed at the same time. Then they ran down the mountain. They ran past the place where they saw the avalanche. They ran past the place where they saw the snake. They ran all the way to Toad's house. "Frog, I'm glad to have a brave friend like you," said Toad. He jumped in the bed and pulled the covers over his head. "And I am happy to know a brave person like you," said Toad. He jumped into the closet and shut the door. Toad stayed in the bed, and Frog stayed in the closet. They stayed there for a long time, just feeling very brave together. I hope he comes out of the closet. He'll feel more brave then. We could help him. That's the end of the story. The dream. Toad was asleep, and he was having a dream. He was on stage. We like this. And he was wearing a costume. We like that. Toad looked out into the dark. Frog was sitting in the theater. A strange voice from far away said, "Presenting the greatest Toad in all the world." Toad took a deep bow. Frog looked smaller, and he shouted, "Hooray for Toad! Toad will now play the piano very well," said the strange voice. Toad played the piano, and he did not miss one note. "Frog," cried Toad, "can you play the piano like this?" "No," said Frog. It seemed to Frog that Toad looked even smaller. "Toad will now walk on a high wire, and he will not fly down," said the voice. Toad walked on the high wire. "Frog," cried Toad, "can you do tricks like this?" "No," peeped Frog, who looked very, very small. "Toad will now dance, and he will be wonderful," said the voice. "Frog, can you be as wonderful as this?" said Toad, as he danced all over the stage. There was no answer. Toad looked out into the theater. Frog was so small that he could not be seen or heard. "Frog," said Toad, "where are you?" There was still no answer. "Frog, what have I done?" cried Toad. The voice said, "The greatest Toad will now—" "Shut up!" screamed Toad. "Frog, Frog, where have you gone?" Toad was spinning in the dark. "Come back, Frog," he shouted. "I will be lonely." "I am right here," said Frog. Frog was standing near Toad's bed. "Wake up, Toad," he said. "Frog, is that really you?" said Toad. "Of course it's me," said Frog. "And you are your own right size." Yes, I think so." Toad looked at the sunshine coming from the window. "Frog," he said, "I'm so glad that you came over." "I always do," said Frog. Then Frog and Toad ate a big breakfast, and after that they spent a fine, long day together. And now, the moment we have been waiting for.
Certainly is a lovely day for a swim. Yes, it is.
We read this story
I have to
yesterday.
ask you a favor. What
Do you remember
I
when
want you to
Turtle
turn
came?
away until I get into the water.
Yeah,
Why is that? Well, because
he looks funny in a bathing
I
suit.
look funny in a bathing suit. I look funny in a bathing suit.
It's a fact you can't dispute. I look funny in a bathing suit.
you do.
Yes, I do.
But
So he
trust
gets
me,
in the water. You ready?
Oh, no.
Joseph, tomorrow? No, I'm not even on tomorrow.
What's wrong with Turtle?
Well, when I get out
The
of the
turtle
water, she'll
is
see me
coming.
in my bathing suit.
Don't
and
worry.
I know.
I want to
You're
sing
funny in a
Joseph
bathing
whenever you're ready.
You ask
You
her
and
to
me
leave.
together. We can sing
All
Joseph.
right, Toad.
Okay, you ready? Here comes Turtle.
Yeah,
Someone want to play Turtle? I wish we
you
could do
have to
this
go away.
together. That would be
Why
fun.
should I?
Well, apparently,
Toad looks funny in a bathing suit. Toad looks funny in a bathing suit. Gee, that ought to be a hoot. Hey, everybody! Toad looks funny in a bathing suit.
Now see here, Turtle.
Hiya, mouse. What's all the hubbub?
Oh, Mouse is here.
To leave and she won't leave.
How come you won't leave? Because I'm waiting
ready?
for something. Well, what are you
Get ready
waiting
to push.
for?
We're gonna push. I'm ready to get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad. I'm here to get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad. I wait to get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad.
Tell me why.
I'll tell you why. Toad looks funny in a bathing suit. Toad looks funny in a bathing suit. It's a fact, it's a hoot. Toad looks funny in a bathing suit.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure.
It's a fact. It's indisputable. You know where bamboo comes from, don't ya?
A bamboo shoot? Two things you cannot dispute. Bamboo comes from a bamboo shoot, and Toad looks funny in a bathing suit.
Hey, lizard.
What you doing?
Jonathan, it's you.
We're here to
Get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad. He's funny. Get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad. So funny. Get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad. He's hilarious.
What's so funny about
What's so funny about Toad?
Toad looks funny in a bathing suit.
Toad looks funny in a bathing suit. It's a riot, it's a hoot. Toad looks funny in a bathing suit.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure.
It's a fact. It's indisputable. You know where rutabaga comes from, don't ya?
the rutabaga root?
Frog!
Three things you cannot dispute. Bamboo comes from a bamboo shoot. Rutabaga comes from a rutabaga root. And Toad looks funny in a bathing suit.
Freezing!
So come on out. We can't wait to
Get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad. He's funny. Get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad. So funny. Get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad, get a load of Toad. He's hilarious.
What's so funny about Toad?
What's so funny about Toad? Toad looks funny in a bathing suit.
Toad looks funny in a
Bathing suit. It's a riot, it's a hoot. Toad looks funny in a bathing suit.
I don't see what's so funny.
That's because you don't know from funny. I bet you don't even know what the funniest
Do
fruit
you?
is, do ya?
Bananas.
Sure I
Great
don't.
Eddie.
Tell him.
Bananas!
Four things
Things you cannot. I know we could do with us.
come from a
Bamboo shoot. Rutabaga comes from a rutabaga root. Bananas are the funniest fruit. And Toad looks funny in a bathing suit.
That's it. I've had it. I'm turning blue. I'm getting out of the water.
Get a load of Toad. He's funny. Get a load of Toad. So funny. Get things you cannot dispute. Turtle always tells the truth. Bamboo comes from a bamboo shoot. Rutabaga comes from a rutabaga root. Bananas are the funniest fruit. And Toad looks funny. Toad looks funny.
Toad, you do look funny.
I know. Toad looks funny in a bathing suit. Arms up, final pose. Good job. So, I won't see you tomorrow, but I will see you on Thursday, and we're going to do Dalmatian singing and doggy makeup. So everybody can join us while we do our makeup to look like a dog. And Jonathan, I have Zoom, I have Google Hangout. We can do any of those. So send me an email. Maybe we'll set it up. All right. See you soon.